Hi there, my name is Jay with CompuMatter and Server Matter, and the purpose of this video is to learn together, if you will, on how to do a burp backup restoration. So you've got yourself in a pickle and you need to restore the data that you previously backed up. And usually you don't do that very frequently, which is the case with me. And so when it comes time for the emergency, you've really got to dig into the man pages and dissect things, and that's hard to do under stress. So I had to do that today. It wasn't an emergency, but it was necessary. And so I decided to take the time to walk through it and then create a video for my future self, as well as anybody out there that's going through this. So let's start off by giving you an example of where I'm at. So we are in the SM Data CM directory, and you'll notice that there's a folder called script strings and so on. So the original folder name was scripts, but I I renamed that folder because I hosed its interior. There are many files that I have edited, and so many that needed to be reversed. There was no way. I'd saved them, exited, and so on. So I really hosed a lot of what was important in there with newer versions that I needed to get to the older versions with. So anyway, I've copied that to the side in case I need to get some of that data back out of there. And now we need to restore yesterday's backup to this location. So the first thing we want to do is get a look at those backups. We're going to use the burp -A and the L for list to get a look at those backups. And we can see I've got a backup right here that was done yesterday. Today is May 3rd, and that is backup number 242, and we're going to show you why that matters in just a minute. We don't need to worry about the zeros preceding that. And now we are going to type in the burp restoration command referencing backup 242. Okay, this is what that looks like, and I'm going to walk through this a little bit with you. Burp A, of course, just like we typed above for the list, we're just going to substitute R for restore instead of L for list. B is going to be the backup number, which comes after it, and that's the -B is the flag for the backup number, and we're going to insert the 242 there. F, the F flag is to force overwrite, the -F flag. Without that, if the restoration encounters an identical file, it is not going to overwrite it. If a file with the same name, it's not going to be overwritten. With it, it's just going to bulldoze over it. In this case, it doesn't matter because the directory is not there anyway, but in other cases, it could matter a great deal. The -R stands for regex. After that, or following that, you could put in some kind of a complex regex command, which would restore data based on that command. It allows you to step through any variety of files and directories based on that regex. We're not going to use regex because it provides for two other options. You can, following the regex, instead of using a regex command, just provide a directory that you would like to restore or a file name that you would like to restore, in which case the backup will be searched for all directories and file names matching that criteria and restore them. There's only going to be one matching directory name. The file name, there could be many, and it will restore those in the same way. At least that's my understanding of that. We are learning together in some respects because, as I say, I use restore not very frequently as you would hope. The -D indicates that a directory is where I want to restore it to, and this names the directory, which in this case is the root directory. And on that note, I do want to say it's a little counterintuitive for the layperson to think, well, wait a second, I just want to restore the scripts directory. I want to restore it to SM Data CM. That would seem to make sense, but Burp, and this may be the case with a lot of backup software, it restores the entire tree that you're requesting. It won't restore what's inside of SM Data or what's inside of CM other than the final directory, which is scripts. So you'll end up with exactly what you want. Scripts directory will be placed within the CM and SM data folder in just the way that you see it, but you're going to choose root. Now, why would you ever choose anything else? Well, you may not want to restore things back to their original locations, which is what this does. This is always assuming you're restoring to the original locations. Now, you might want to restore it to a directory called test. Type in test, test will be recreated or will be created, and SM data CM scripts will be within it. That'll be good if you wanted to, parse through that individually. You wanted to put your eyeballs on it and pick out of it only those things that were of value to you, but have the whole backup present. Whatever works. This is what we need here. I'm going to hit enter, and we're going to restore that back to the CM directory, hopefully. I don't have much data in that directory, got 270 megabytes. So I don't expect this to take longer than a minute. It's done. And for the record, that was probably about 30 seconds. Barely enough time for me to pick up my coffee. Okay, let's take a look now at what is in this folder called SM Data CM. You see there is a scripts folder. And if we look at the contents of script, we have a bunch of directories. So that is how Burp Backup restores its data. I hope you found this informative. I'd like to give a shout out and a thank you to Keeling, the creator of Burp Backup. I'm certainly very grateful for it. I think there's certainly a lot of users in the world who are and throw a little money his way if you use it. I'm sure most of us can never get too much of that, and he deserves it. So anyway, thanks for watching. Take care.